Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Huffman Racing Radio. I'm your host, Landon Huffman. I believe this is episode 32 or 33, something like that. But we have a special episode for you today. Sitting here at the table with me, per normal, is Who's Your Daddy, Seth Brotherton. Seth, how we doing?
We're doing good.
And to Seth's right is definitely not RJ, as you can see if you're watching on the video podcast. But I've got USAC NOS Energy National midget driver Taylor Reimer with us today. Taylor, how we doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Not too bad. Earlier today, Taylor was late for the podcast, by the way, everybody.
I blame the traffic.
Yeah, I think she talked to RJ ahead of time. And by the way, RJ is fired.
Yeah.
For like the short time being, so he's just been absent here lately. We've had a lot of work going on, and he just hasn't been here.
He's not even giving us reasons.
No.
Or answers.
Well, the reason last week...
Just no shows.
The reason last week was bullshit.
I'm not coming, nothing.
Yeah, so when Taylor got here, she was late, but then we had to unload this huge-ass pit cart that we got from JGR, and she proceeded to tell Robert Huffman that...
No, I didn't say anything.
You were thinking it.
Oh, 100%.
She said that there's no way... Actually, she told me there's no way that this is going to end correctly.
Oh, she doesn't know Rob.
I know, that's what I told her. I said, you haven't been around here.
The way they did it made a lot more sense. How I thought they were going to do it, I was like, this isn't going to work. But that's why
it was well on its way to that.
So to paint a picture for you guys, we thought that... So Seth's dad, which is Bubba, who helps us at the racetrack. If you watch the YouTube videos, you will have seen him. He doesn't speak, but he's in there. He told us he was bringing a pit cart. Bubba brought this pit cart, which we thought was going to be just a standard-sized pit cart. And
he told me he would need help unloading it.
Which... It's fair. I mean, I figured we were going to lift it.
I mean, the last one he brought wasn't that big.
So, anyways, he shows up with this on an open trailer, and it's probably the size of...
The shop.
No, it's close to our trailer size. Yeah. Like, it's borderline a 24-foot enclosed trailer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we lifted that off, and then Rich is in the shop currently right now running break-ons by himself. But today is, like I said, it's a special episode. Taylor is going to talk a little bit about her 2024 plans. If you didn't know, Taylor is fresh off her asphalt debut at Tri-County. She ran a limited late model for Leaf Hawk Racing there. That was the first time she'd ever raced a late model stock car and the first time on asphalt, right?
Yeah, I had the ARC race earlier in the year. So that was
but it was on dirt.
Stock car. Yeah.
Okay, so first time she ran an asphalt stock car.
Yeah.
So where'd you finish? 8th? 7th?
I honestly don't remember. Not very good.
Did she beat Rich?
Oh, she definitely beat Rich.
She beat Rich?
She was in the same race as the Denver Dynamo. He crashed. He had beef with her earlier, actually. He tried to start it.
He was trying to start shit out here.
He did. He tried to start it.
Girl and tried to start shit
in the parking lot. He said, hey.
I did not touch it. You touched
that might have been my fault.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. I don't know exactly the direction this is going to go. We have a Q&A at the end. Taylor posted a Instagram story, and it got a hell of a lot of responses. I think mine got like 12. Hers got like 50.
I'm just glad somebody showed you that you ain't shit.
We've got some good questions from you guys. We actually got some off Twitter as well. Seth, do you know what National Day is?
Hold on.
Is it?
I got to look at it.
Krampusna?
Krampusna?
What?
So do you remember in elementary school, Taylor?
Krampusnacht.
That's the National Day today. Do you remember in elementary school, you know how they did like a National Day sometimes and you celebrated it? Like
No, but I love that.
What, National Day?
I love looking up.
So we usually celebrate.
There's so many of them. There's like 10 every day.
Yeah, we usually celebrate that here on the show. But today...
there was no good ones today.
What site are you using? Because
National Calendar Day. I don't know. I just Googled it.
No, usually they're pretty good, but we have not... Do we have a definition for that, Seth?
Yeah.
Please read it to the masses.
Krampusnacht. Krampus night.
That is not how it looks.
No, but that's what it says in parentheses. Takes place every December 5th. This is the day before the feast of St. Nicholas, Bishop of Myra, and the patron saint of children and gift giving. So do with that what you will. I don't know what that means.
Do you know what Krampus is? So you just hit me.
No.
Either of you. Do you know what Krampus is?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know the definition.
So there's a horror movie called Krampus. And it's basically like I'm pretty sure it's like the opposite of Santa. It's like
Oh, that sounds right.
It's like
the Grinch.
Kind of, but a lot more scary than the Grinch.
Oh.
Krampus is like this big monster thing that, I don't know, the movie is he attacks a house.
Are we sure that's this like relatable to this?
I'm pretty sure that's the
Or is
the
it
thing.
just a coincidence?
You know how else
it's
I
the
know what
same
Krampus
name?
is?
How?
Do you watch The Office?
No, I don't. I hate that shit.
Do you watch The Office?
No.
Man, y'all suck.
I can't get into it. It's not funny.
Yeah.
The Office is hilarious.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
agree. Unpopular
There's-
opinion. I don't think The Office is funny, and all of my friends disagree with me.
I've seen like 2 clips.
It just
I like both of
sounds
you
like
way
they're
less
trying
now.
to be funny, and then it
Yeah,
just
it's
isn't
not.
It was
funny.
2005. Okay, anyways, Dwight dresses up as Krampus one Christmas, and that's how I learned what Krampus is. How was your weekend, Seth?
It was shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow, what happened?
Well, I went hunting. Friday, I lost the 4-wheeler key.
How far away from said home base were you when you lost?
Define home base. Like camp where I sleep.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. A mile, maybe. 3/4 of a
You
mile.
walked a mile?
No.
Oh, I started to say, damn, Seth.
I parked the 4-wheeler. There's like a half-mile walk from where I parked. And I was halfway back and realized I didn't have the key. So I kind of went in freak out mode. Walked all the way back to my stand, didn't find it. Walked all the way back to the 4-wheeler, didn't find it. Was really dreading calling Dad. But I had to. And he pretty much called me a dumbass. But we found it. And Saturday, I cut it off and it wouldn't start back, so we had to tow it back.
All right.
Pretty
well,
shit.
What
Yeah.
do you hunt?
Where? What? You said
What?
or what?
He hunts
What
deer?
buffalo.
No. Do you kill it?
Cougars.
No, he doesn't kill anything.
That is not true.
And you also don't hunt cougars.
I have
What is-
before.
It's been a long time that you hunted a cougar before. How was your weekend, Taylor?
It was great. My
What'd you
birthday
do?
was on Saturday. So.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you?
24.
Oh, that's probably not the right thing to ask a girl, is it?
Oh, no, I just... am
Probably
getting
not,
old.
but it's too late. You've already done it.
Oh, no, I don't.
I'm old. Seth is very old.
I'm not.
I'm
that
getting
old.
old. For
I'm
sure.
29.
I know I'm getting old because my body freaking hurts.
Oh, mine does too. I know I'm getting old because I bought a birthday gift for my friend's child today.
What'd you buy?
Yeah.
Well, it was an Amazon gift registry, so I got this hat and a plastic T-ball set.
Nice. So what did you do for your birthday then?
I just went to dinner with some friends, and then...
Top golf?
What?
Did you go to Top Golf?
No.
Oh. Top Golf is like a birthday thing, isn't it?
No,
You go eat dinner at Top Golf, Landon?
Yeah!
You would take B on a date to Top Golf to eat dinner?
I have before. You just don't know what fun is, Seth.
No, I do like Topgolf, but I just went down to South End, had some brunch, came home.
What is the hype around brunch? I just don't get it.
Me
Well, I don't get the lunch part. I get the breakfast part. But the nice thing is that you can get either. You can get breakfast until like 3 p.m. That's why I like it.
Well, then that would just be lunch.
That's Waffle
Lunch.
House.
Brunch.
Or IHOP.
I think brunch is an excuse to drink a mimosa at 10:30.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
part of it. But speaking of IHOP or Waffle House?
Definitely IHOP. I'm not a Waffle House person.
IHOP.
Waffle House is disgusting.
Man,
That is-
Waffle House is only good like when it's the only thing open.
Or
I like
or
both.
But
incredibly
IHOP is
trash.
so much better.
I haven't
you
ate
get more
IHOP.
bang for your buck at Waffle House, though.
I disagree.
Are you talking about like the experience part of it?
No, it's not a good experience ever. I'm just like, you can go eat at Waffle House, get a shit ton of food for less than $15. You go to IHOP and it's like 32.
When's the last time you went to IHOP, Seth?
When we were at the 500 doing our High Rock show car deal.
Yeah.
And you didn't attend.
Yeah, you know why?
Everybody but you went to IHOP for breakfast.
I don't get up for breakfast.
Well, then you're a brunch guy.
Oh, breakfast is...
That's what brunch
That's
is
my
for
favorite
people
meal.
like you that don't wake up for breakfast.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, maybe I should be a brunch guy then.
You're a brunch guy. Mimosas and
Find
chicken
out
and
something about
waffles.
myself
Oh,
every day.
no.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in yet again. It's been a long season, and we have somehow made it this far with this show. I never thought that we would make it this far, quite frankly. I figured we would quit and give up just about like everything else we've attempted to do, but we have not quit yet, and apparently you guys are enjoying this and you continue to listen to it, so thank you for that. I wanted to let Taylor talk a little bit about what she's got going on for next year. Like I said, she races in the NOS Energy Drink USAC Midget Series, Traveling Midget Series.
Yeah.
We have some traveling midget shows here in Claremont.
A little
area.
different.
It's a little bit. It's not the racing variety. Yeah. Yeah, they're not. It's like a wrestling thing.
There's this bar over the road called the Silver Bullet, and they have midget wrestling.
Oh, cool.
I went one time, and you could pay $10 to get a lap dance from a midget.
Okay, well, this was supposed to be about Taylor's racing, and we went off on a tangent already. So, yes, National Midget Tour. You ran Tri-County this past year, or this past, I guess, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, for Leaf Hawk. But she's also got an ARCA start under her belt, and you're going to be making the transition to asphalt?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Tell the people, the great people listening, how you got into racing. How did this even begin for you?
I started racing when I was like 8 years old. My dad, he grew up racing random things.
First of all, where are you from?
Oklahoma, Tulsa. My dad put me in a go-kart when I was like, I think I was like 7 years old, and I just immediately fell in love with it. And so I just raced locally at my home track every...
My cat's climbing the door right now.
Just like every Saturday. It was kind of just like a father-daughter kind of fun thing we did on the weekends. So I did go-karts, and then I moved up and did some micro stuff for a couple years, and then I ended up stopping racing, made that decision, decided to finished school, and then ended up going to college and getting a degree and cheering there. And then I got back into racing like 2 years ago. So I took like 7 or 8 years off from racing. During that time, I did not pay attention to racing whatsoever. So it was quite a break. But I knew eventually that like I would get back into racing. I just didn't really know when that would be. And conveniently, whenever COVID happened, I wasn't really busy in college with cheer and school and everything. We had a lot of time off, and me and my dad went back to our home track whenever I was home and watched a race. And one of an old friend that we raced with asked if I wanted to test a midget, which is what I do now. And I immediately just fell back in love with it. So started racing for them, and then, yeah.
You cheered?
Yeah.
Like football? Right? Is that? I mean, how does that work at a college level?
Yeah.
Well,
She said she cheered at
they do football.
That's what
and
I'm
basketball.
asking. Yeah.
I cheered like every
At
day.
where? Oh,
At OU, University of Oklahoma. Football, basketball, soccer, wrestling, gymnastics. We cheered every sport basically.
You cheered gymnastics. Did you just say you cheered at gymnastics? Or you did gymnastics?
soccer has cheerleaders? Is that what she said?
Football was the main one. And that was the best.
Did you ever go to a, wait, you were the best?
No.
What did you say? What did you say?
No. Cheering. No.
And your dad raced?
Yeah, random things like jet skis and drag racing and
like power sports.
micros and BMX, just random stuff. Like, it was never, he didn't like have the money to race.
Have you ever ran a micro at Millbridge?
Yeah, I did for the first time. Well, actually, I think I did last year in the midget, but I raced the micro there for the first time this year with Chabo.
I kind of want to go do it, but
No, you should do
I
it.
feel like I'll be in the catch fence really bad, probably.
That's okay. It's a learning.
I'm telling you right now, I will be the one that like breaks both legs and an arm in the first time I do it. Like, I'm just telling you, that would probably be me. So did you ran the whole NOS Energy tour?
Yeah,
we
I
do?
did that, and then the Extreme Series too.
We doing it good?
Not up to my standards, but that's why I'm still gonna do some next year because wasn't really satisfied. But we podiumed a lot, so.
Do you get like a little trophy for podium?
No.
We don't get them either in asphalt.
No, you don't get.
Seth hates finishing second.
Fuck.
I finished second several times this year.
How many times did we finish second in 2022, Seth?
Dude, like, all the damn time.
It sucks.
8 times.
I think I missed 1 week in 2022. It was a twin night. He wins both of them. I come back, and we finish second for like...
Fucking 5 weeks in a row.
No, I am bad luck because when I don't go, he wins. Every time. Doesn't matter. Well, with the exception... Well, no, you ran the county that week. I didn't go. You won. You waxed their ass.
Yeah,
Florence, I didn't go to Florence. You sucked dog dick there, so...
We've never ran
it has nothing to do with me.
I think that's our package.
I think we just need to stay away from Florence.
That place don't like me. I didn't sell no damn merchandise there either.
Try.
It was a half-ass try. So moving forward into this year, what is left on your... Well, I guess nothing to end 2023, right? Nothing to end of December. Start of January. Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
How many times have you ran the Chili Bowl?
3. Yeah, 3. The first year, it was like one of my very first races in a midget. Like I had raced like 1 or 2 times before that, so I had no idea what I was doing.
It's close to home, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Tulsa. So those of you that don't know, Chili Bowl is, I guess, basically the mecca of dirt midget racing.
Yeah,
I would say that's like the Super Bowl
of the year, by far, yeah.
Kyle Larson's won it a couple of times. I think Christopher Bell's won it. It's always fun to watch. I enjoy watching it, and I'm not necessarily I wouldn't say I'm not a dirt fan, but I think that you're always a fan of something if you know more about it, and I just don't know a lot about it. But I do enjoy watching the Chili Bowl. I always like watching the crossover because there's a lot of asphalt guys that usually try it. A couple of my friends have sucked major ass in it before, but it's still fun to watch them try. So
it's a really good event.
Yeah, it's cool. I would like to go. I've never actually went. I've always watched it, but I think it would be a fun week to go hang out, drink a lot of beer. Moving forward into 2024, I know that we've talked about you having some plans to go asphalt racing. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So for next year, my plans are I'm still going to do a little bit of dirt stuff when I have time, but my main focus is going to be switching, like transitioning to pavement. I'm going to do some late model stuff with Lee Falk, just like local tracks, so probably like Tri-County, Hickory, just to kind of learn how to drive a stock car for one and drive on pavement. And then I'm going to do, I think, like 3 ARCA races.
Are you running asphalt ARCA stuff, or are you going to do the dirt stuff again?
It'll be, the plan is 2 dirt ARCA, and then we'll do 1 later in the season, 1 pavement.
Do you know where?
I think Vegas. Bull Ring.
That's a short track, yeah. That'll be
It's like later in the year.
10-4. Well, that'll be...
You're going to have the second best tire guy in the business. Shady.
Yes, Shady
is second best to me.
We love Shady in these parts.
Everyone at Falk is really cool. I like them. They're really good people.
Michael has given me a number of secondhand body parts for my race cars. I think the Lee Falk Racing Camp has, between them and Justin Carroll, they've kept up in racing in business.
Oh, yeah. Without them, we're screwed.
So if you, next year, why don't you just like bounce off the fence just a little bit?
Help us out.
Because then we'll get a whole right side if you do that. But that's badass. So you'll probably be running limited late model, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just to start, just so I can get used to the whole experience. Having a spotter is completely new.
I was going to say, you've never had a spotter until this year.
Never had a spotter. So that's like, because usually you're just on your own in dirt racing. Like, you're not talking to anyone. You only have like an earpiece in for whenever they call a caution or red.
A receiver, yeah.
Yeah, receiver. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. It's going to be definitely a major learning curve, but I'm up for the challenge.
I ran a Legends car at the summer shootout at Charlotte, and we did not have spotters. And I said, F this.
Didn't you crash every time you raced?
But, well, none of my doing, but yes, I got into shit every single time. But my point is, so we just had a kid that rented, actually the weekend that we raced Tri-County, we had someone that drove my car. I rented it out to Jaden Kratasi, and he's from the Midwest, or not Midwest, that's like Indiana. That's not Midwest. I guess technically it kind of is.
Is that Midwest?
It's middle, right? Mid-North.
Do they call that the Midwest?
I don't know.
Wouldn't the Midwest be like Oklahoma?
She's from Oklahoma.
I don't know what they even consider Oklahoma.
Well, that's like
tornado country.
Alley, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Either way, Jaden drove for me, and he races without spotters where he's from, and he runs outlaw late models. Asphalt. They race without spotters. in Indiana. And so do you remember, you probably remember this, but when we ran Tri-County, there was another division there. It was a wedge body car. They looked like triangles. They were outlaw late models. So that's what he races in Indiana, and they run bigger motors than what we run down here. Those cars had crate motors, but he had never really raced with a spotter before. And I spotted for him here, and he said it's just totally different.
It's totally different, especially because, like, sometimes I'm just, like, so focused on driving that whenever, like, it's hard to... They start talking to you, and then you have to process what they're saying. But then I'm also, like, trying to figure out, like, you know, my braking points and when to let off and stuff. So it definitely can be very overwhelming.
Okay, so this is interesting because a lot of people say that spotters are a crutch and that it actually makes racing significantly easier. But I would argue that as a race car driver with a spotter, you have to process much more.
Yeah.
And she's validating my point. So
no, 100%, because you have to, like, process what they're saying, and then, like, if they're giving you lap times or, like, where the people are running.
Because you can't see out of a late model. Like, you can't see where you're at, really. I mean, I'm assuming in a midget you can see a lot of what's around you.
So in a midget, we're in the center of the car.
Correct.
And then, whereas on the left...
You can also see your headrest is not obstructing your view badly, is it?
I can hardly see anything in the late model. I'm just like...
Did you use your mirrors a lot or no?
No way. I don't think so.
Okay, I've raced my whole life, and I still don't use mirrors, really.
We've never had that. Like, we don't have those either, so, like...
I made them take my left side mirror off my car store car.
Crazy that people, like, look up and actually...
I use my rearview mirror every once in a while. But
if you're leading, I could see you looking at it.
Yeah, to know, like...
But if you're racing with somebody, you're not going to look at it.
No, and the problem is your rearview mirror actually vibrates a lot. And so you can't really see. It's not clear anyways. Like, you look up at it and
I don't even know if it was, like, centered to where I could even look through it.
Spotters are very important. People knock on spotters at a cup level and stuff like that, but even at a short track level, I mean, it is an important job. That's interesting. So how many races are you going to run?
Probably like 25 pavement, and then...
If Seth was your tire guy, he would freaking retire. 25? You didn't go to 25 races this year.
Oh, it is probably close.
She's from the dirt world. She's about to say we're a bunch of pussies.
Hey, look.
Get his ass. 25.
Minimum. I'm racing some more dirt just to fill my time because I don't know what I would do with myself if I didn't race more than 25 races.
So the Cars Tour
There's
schedule?
a lot of things you can find to do. Like go bowling or something.
Cars Tour is 17 weeks, and I can't even hardly get Seth to commit to 17 weeks.
I told you I was going to do that.
Yeah, but twisting your arm.
It's not really twisting my arm.
So moving into 2024, you can find Taylor Reimer on the racetrack at your local North Carolina short tracks, Hickory Motor Speedway, Tri-County. We probably won't be at Hickory, but...
No.
We'll definitely be at Tri-County.
We will not.
We plan on being at Tri-County.
Hickory Motor Speedway and Huffman Racing do not get along.
No.
And haven't for many years.
So be looking for her in the Leaf Hawk TRD Racing Development Machine. What number are you going to be?
25. I get my
you should say with 12. That was my baseball number.
12 was my dad's.
25's been my number for a long
That's
time.
Graham's number. Don't run 25. That's Graham's number.
I've just been running 25 since I was in micros, since I was a little girl, so I've just stuck with it.
By the way, we have a merchandise trailer that's going to go to every single race that I participate in.
Who's pulling
next year.
it?
I'm pulling it behind our
Who's pulling
Jeep.
the race car?
I hope it ain't me. I was hoping maybe you.
No.
Your dad?
I mean, I probably would occasionally, but...
Gutman?
Gotta have him roadie, son.
Road bush lights?
That's right. You think after 2 days at a shithole racetrack, I'm not going to be drinking Busch Light on the way home?
Is that legal?
No.
We definitely don't do that, by the way. Taylor has a alcohol sponsor, okay? So this right here, as you guys can see, this little super manly ball that I've been drinking out of, this is her sponsor. It's called Buzzballs. And guess what? They don't have any blue ones. So that's a good thing.
Here.
Yeah, that's a good thing. No blue balls. I'm drinking a Tequila Rita Seth's
I got this strawberry Rita premium tequila and vodka with natural flavors and certified color.
The only thing that would make these better is if they were mixed with High Rock vodka.
That's right.
But I did drink this one. It's chili mango, and I was thinking it tastes like they took paprika and just sprinkled it all on the top of it, and then squeezed the fresh mango right in that. And I don't know if it's because it's 15% and that's why I feel that way, or...
Yeah, talking about alcohol, our Christmas party Saturday, I'm going to be hardcore Claremont bopping.
Yeah, we got a Christmas party this weekend.
It's going to be bad.
And you have plenty of Buzzballs now.
Yeah, Taylor gave us a...
that is what I need. That is going to put me over the top from last year's performance.
Guess what he did last year?
Do I want to know?
He tore my mantle off and then
It's
puked
not
all
a
over
mantle,
my van.
it's a shelf.
Oh, boy. It was a rough night for Seth.
Yeah.
So I made a drink.
Do you remember it? That's the question.
Every bit.
Do you really?
Actually?
Really? Yeah.
Seriously?
You don't have to lie.
No. I remember Mama Huff kicked us out of the shop about midnight.
Yeah, which was total bullshit.
Yeah, we were not happy. Shallow Side played a hell of a show. I had a great time. Smoked a cigar with Rob. Came up here. Uncle Bobby stole my wallet. I was about to beat the hell out of him.
Well, you were in no condition to
I
fight.
sat on your couch. Felt like I was going to throw up. Went to go outside.
Do you remember somebody
Tore the
smoking
shelf.
in my house? Somebody smoked a cigar on my couch.
Was it me?
It's very possible.
Could have been.
So you don't remember then? There.
Most events I remember.
You just gave it away there.
His recollection is blurred.
It's been a while.
So you've browned out.
Yeah.
You
Either way.
didn't black out, you browned out.
Brown out?
That's when you remember bits and pieces.
I will
you don't
say
fully
this.
black out.
When
but
I
you
drink
remember
vodka, I black out every time.
Vodka will get you.
Our sponsor is vodka.
Well, High Rock Vodka is 88 proof, and it mixes so good. I don't recommend drinking it straight because it will totally screw you up, but I guess that would go for any vodka. I mean, these are 15%. These are like little diesel balls. Yeah, these are little... These are little diesel balls.
They taste good.
They got triple sec in them. How about that? This one does.
It's also a woman-owned company, which is pretty cool considering I'm a female racer in a male-dominated sport.
For sure.
She's Marilee, the owner. They're based out of Carrollton, Texas. She was a school teacher and was sitting by her pool one day and just came up with the design, and now it's created an amazing company, and I am grateful to have them on board.
What's your favorite flavor?
I like the tequila one.
That's the one I'm drinking right here. I think.
Yeah, tequila Rita.
It tastes like a margarita. The only thing, I don't know if it would take away from the experience, but I feel like I should pour this over ice.
Yeah, it's better chilled, for sure.
So we're getting down to the end of this show. We do have a Q&A coming up. There is something that I would like to talk about real quick. I seen this. Actually, I want Taylor's opinion on this because I think she's the only female at this table, unless you got something to tell me, Seth.
I'm 100% man.
That's what I like to hear. So, I seen this TikTok, and this chick was hating on what guys drive, cars. She was saying if a dude pulls up to pick her up to go on a date in a Prius, that she wasn't going. Or
I agree.
Let me finish. Or one of the examples she used was like a Ford Focus or something. A nice Ford Focus, like a 2008
Brother,
Focus.
Come on, are you a 16-year-old high school girl?
What do you mean? No.
A Ford Focus.
A good, reliable car. RJ's got a... What does RJ have?
He has a Chevy Cruze that's not very reliable.
No, it's not. But my Toyota Corolla is. My point, she said...
It's never let you down, but I can't get out of the son of a bitch ever.
Well, that's because you broke my door handles.
Faulty.
No, you broke them. I watched you. I seen it.
It's probably just wear and tear, honestly.
We both drive Toyotas.
Listen, she was basically saying that a guy's not good enough if he doesn't drive something good. Now, we're not talking about your Carolina Squat Tundra, Seth.
It's not even Squat are you talking about?
We've struck a nerve.
Do not. No. That is no Carolina Squat ever. That
Okay.
shit is... Mm-mm.
But my point is, she was downing guys for what they drive, and I think that's so superficial. But before I say anything else, I want to know what Taylor thinks, because if she says this, then I just basically called her superficial.
No, I will say that you can't consider someone to not be good enough based on what they drive. It depends what age we're talking. Like,
Okay, I got an example for you. I'm 27 and I drive a 1991
or a rapist van.
Listen, I drive a 91 Chevy Beauville or a 98 Corolla.
like if how old was she? Because if she's like 16, you can't base someone off of that, because that's your parents give you that car, so that has nothing to do with.
No, she's probably, I would guess, 20 to 25.
That's a very like materialistic TikTok to make.
I felt like it was, and I quoted it and I said, "Boy, she'd be tripping if I pull up in what I drive."
So, okay.
Did it go viral?
Yes, my thing on Twitter did not. Well, I quote tweeted on Twitter. Somebody posted on Twitter, but it got like a couple hundred likes. But I said, still, she was. Listen, you'll just have to watch it.
That's very
after the
far-fetched.
Yeah, I said, boy, she hates to see what I be whipping then. I mean, that's incredible to me.
I feel like that does make an impression, but at the same time, as long as the son of a bitch runs, who cares? I mean, if you're going on a date and a dude shows up, like, are you more of like a Mustang or like what?
First of all, what do you drive?
Me?
Yeah.
A Jaguar.
We're in trouble. Okay, well, that's a nice car.
I did have my first car was a Mustang, though. I actually do have a Mustang too, a 6-shift one.
Jaguar is a Ford, by the way.
Yes, it's basically a Ford rebranded. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. All Ford.
Learn something new every day here on Huffman Racing Radio. Okay, well, she drives a nice car, but I've had the same car. I mean, I've been with my wife for 9 years, so.
Totally off topic. Big day the other day. You changed the oil.
Yeah.
In the Corolla.
Hasn't blown up yet.
Wait, for the first time?
Ever.
Well, no.
Not
5
ever?
years.
Okay.
If you have never changed the oil in that thing, then that's pretty impressive.
Oil.
The car's still running, because you're supposed to do that every like 2,000 miles or something.
He takes the oil that we drain out of the late model and puts it into his Corolla.
That is not true, but close.
And it runs fine?
Yeah, it burns oil.
I mean,
so it's one of those unique.
I would say that's very impressive.
Look, you drive for Toyota. They make great cars.
They do.
Yeah. It's the 98 Corolla. It's got 300,000 miles. I've crashed it like 4 times. My aunt rolled it.
You hit a bush.
Flipped it, and it's still going?
Yeah, we put an A-post in it and a left side door and a windshield. And
it's a Toyota. You can't kill them.
You can't. I mean, I did change the oil. And
that's so impressive, honestly.
But it's been about 5 years since I've changed it. And
the fact that it flipped and it's still going strong.
It was a soft roll.
Sometimes
wait. How does a car just like softly flip over?
Listen, my aunt, she's a little older. I don't know exactly what happened. She kind of got crossed up. I was like 14. She got crossed up, crashed, flipped. I got the car. That's how I got it.
Oh, okay, so it was before.
Yeah, it was before I owned it.
Okay,
but let me go over everything that's happened to my Corolla. So my aunt flipped it. I got it. I got in a crash on 16 going to UNC Charlotte after I graduated. It was a bump up, and I was like, the guy was begging me, and I let him go, and then he basically screwed me on insurance.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, rookie mistake, no doubt. But I was driving a Corolla, whatever. I fell asleep on the way home from UNC Charlotte.
I have done that. I wrecked my first car.
Yeah.
I'll tell my story after. You go.
Okay.
You go on.
Well, I fell asleep. It was like a 90, okay? Like, I was 5 minutes from home. I drove for an hour, and it was just this long straight shot, and then you get to the end of it, and it's a 90, and you come back this way, and there's a culvert and a mailbox and a light pole, and somehow I fell asleep and drove straight through the middle of those, hit the culvert, launched through the air, took out this guy's yard, killed about 5 bushes in his yard, and I'm scared shitless. Like, I get out of the car, my book bag flies from the back, nails the front. I wake up midair, and I had a drink. The drink went everywhere. Like, I'm getting out of this thing. It's like dusk, so it's almost dark. and I freaking get away from it as fast as possible. Like, the door's open. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, checking myself, making sure I'm good. And then I hear out of, like, the back of my ear, this guy sitting on his porch. He said, "You all right?" And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm good. Thank you." And he said, "My bushes ain't." So then I had to go replace the bushes with my grandpa. I backed into a guy at Hickory one time. So it's lived a good life, yeah.
Okay, my story of how I fell asleep. So it was my first car. My parents were in Hawaii at the time. It was just me and my brother, and then my grandma, my sweet grandma, was in town.
She wasn't in the car with you, was she?
No, I was by myself. I blame my parents for not taking me to Hawaii with them. But so I was on the way home. So I went to a baseball game with my friends. I drove myself. It was a high school baseball game. Drove myself because I had to go to tutoring for the SAT, ACT prep test. Wait, did you go to school?
Landon is actually illiterate.
Did I go to school? What do you think I am?
Okay.
Am I like some country ass hicked up hillbilly?
I mean, this is her first trip to Claremont. She might be in shock a
Oh
little
my
bit.
god.
No, like.
Yes, I went to school.
You guys were looking like you had never heard of that. And most race car drivers don't go to school, so I don't know. It's a legit question.
I did really good on my SAT, actually.
I never took that.
I just told you I went to college.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to UNC Charlotte. I graduated from high school.
Okay, most race car drivers don't go to school these days. They drop out at they don't drop out. They just do online in high school. But okay. Anyways, so I was going to tutoring for my ACT, and it was kind of like dusk. Like the sun was going down. It wasn't dark yet, but I was just exhausted, and I was driving along on the highway. To this day, I think my parents believe that I was on my phone, but hand on the Bible, I was not texting driving. I was doing everything. I was cranking up the music, trying to stick your head out the window, trying to keep
Stick your head out the window.
Yeah, you're going 70 miles an hour in the wind. It didn't work.
Okay.
So the huge yellow barrels on the side of the highway that are filled with sand or water.
Yeah.
Did you smoke those?
You smoked a barrel.
So I veered off, fell asleep. I hit the side of them, so I didn't head on, thank God, because I probably would have died. But I hit the side of them, so it destroyed the whole left side of my car. So I pulled over. I am bawling my eyes out. I can't get out of my car on the left side because it's destroyed. It's jammed in. It's so messed up.
Not like that time when you hit those things at the pit.
Yeah. We need to talk about that.
Okay. So I'm bawling my eyes out. Can't call my parents because they're in Hawaii. I call my friends that are at the game. They come to me. I call my grandma. I'm like, she can't come do anything. Well, so a car stops because they see him on the side of the road. They ask me if I'm okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Bawling my eyes out. A cop stops. A highway patrolman. And I'm still crying. He takes me back to his little vehicle thing. And he ends up asking me what happened. I was like, I just fell asleep. My parents aren't here or whatever. Ends up writing me a ticket.
For reckless driving.
For inattentive driving or something like that. After I'm bawling my eyes out, 16 years old, fell asleep, inattentive driving, got a ticket for that. And it was just, the worst part. So the baseball team, I had been sitting there for so long. The baseball game, it was away. It got done. And, some of my friends found out. The baseball bus drives by. I'm on the side of the road. They're all looking out the window, headed back to Bixby.
Dang.
It was mortifying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my wife was texting and driving and crashed, but she says that
she won't admit it?
No, she said she was asleep. She said she was just daydreaming. So she doesn't even have the sleep.
My Trailblazer went through hell.
Yeah, but you... Okay.
The first one was the ice patch. That was totally
You busted your ass in your driveway trying to show off.
It was in my neighborhood on my driveway.
In a Trailblazer.
In my parents...
You don't know what a Trailblazer is?
Chevy Trailblazer?
It's a car, right?
It's like a little SUV. So in my parents' neighborhood, there's this one place that stays shaded all the time. It had snowed, but there was still an ice patch in this one place. So the kid up the street used to ride to school with me. So I'm like, I don't drive race cars. I don't get to do cool shit, right? So on my way to school that day, I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking stomp it when I get on this ice. It'll be fun, right? Yeah, no, I spun off the road, knocked my damn tires off my rims. Dad works at JGR, so, it's like from here's 45 minutes to an hour away. He had just got to work, and I had to call him and tell him, and he was mad. Oh, he was mad. But that wasn't that big of a deal. But then there was one night, this lady had tried to turn into a driveway and missed the driveway and was sitting in the road. So I topped the hill, and it was either T-bone her and kill her husband or go out to this guy's yard. So I went to his yard, and there's one single wooden post in this man's yard. I don't even know what it was for. But it had 2 nails sticking off the side of it. And I clipped those nails. It bent the nails over it like a 90. But similar to your story, this dude's pissed about his grass. I told him I wasn't fucking fixing it because it wasn't my fault. And then I smoked a... Yeah, it like...
That thing
scraped down the side, so I had to get the doors and stuff fixed.
So you ended up having to pay for that, right? Like if you were to hit
I think my insurance... Well, her insurance paid for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But his insurance went up.
Yeah. And then I smoked a deer one night, and actually part of my damage from my little escapade through the man's yard got fixed because of the deer. What do you think my power bill is a month?
I don't know, Seth.
$60.
$60?
$60. Because I do not run the heat ever.
I do like a cold room. I
sleep better cold.
Not like 72.
You're 95.
72? That is satanic.
That's sweating.
How cold is it in here?
Right now?
68.
Too damn warm.
Probably. Oh, in there's 65. In here's probably warmer.
Oh, it's pretty cold.
It's probably 65.
I like it too.
I have a 110-pound dog that sleeps right beside me and makes me sweat, so I like it cold.
Okay, we have a Q&A still to do, and so we're going to do that. So that's going to be the end of this segment. I'm just kidding. Seth.
I feel like it's a pretty good story.
Seth has another story to tell, and he's going to kill me if I don't let him tell it. So he should have told this during the intro whenever we were talking about how our weekend went.
Well, you cut me off.
Tell your story, Seth.
Okay, yesterday I'm at work, and I'm in the process of riding the golf cart across the street to our maintenance shop, and there's a cop car sitting in. I work. The technical term in 2023 is an automotive recycling
Tell everybody
center.
where you work, Seth.
Matlock's Used Parts.
Oh, you did.
It is technically
in Claremont.
It is a junkyard.
Look it up. You can call Matlock's and ask for Seth.
If you need parts, do not ask for Seth. You can talk to one of my fine salesmen. They will handle you. I will load it on the truck. Anyway, there's a cop car sitting there, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? So we stopped. He's like, hey, you didn't see a guy in a tan shirt and blue jeans, did you? No, sir. Well, he ran from a traffic stop. I'm like, was he in a car? No, he's on foot. He ran into here. Oh, okay. So me and into the junkyard through the gate.
Well, it's a huge building too.
Well, it's a nice
backstory.
Like 200,000 square foot warehouse, and then like 20 some acres out back. There's 1,500 cars, give or take, out there. Yeah. So they say he runs into there. So me and the owner's son pull our phones out. We start going through the cameras trying to help him. This dude, they get pulled over in our front parking lot. So as soon as the cop stops him, he tries to get out and act like he's going inside to get a part, which wasn't going to work because the lobby's locked. Cop's like, get back in the car. Well, the cop screwed up because he let him keep the door open, first and foremost. So, whatever, fast forward, it's been like 5 minutes. Eventually, this guy's like, okay, I got to go. He's got dope on him, something. So he slides out of the passenger seat and crawls across my parking lot on his hands and knees and stands up and runs off. But it's not even a fast run. It's like a jog. So there's no reason this guy can't be caught, right? So he runs down the front of my building and around the corner. When he runs around the corner, 3 of my guys are standing there working. So they like look up and see him run by, and they like look at him but don't know what he's doing. So they just go back to working. So then he runs out through there, and then the cops come. Long story short, they look for like 15 minutes and then pretty much tell me, oh, well, you'll find him before we do. So then I spent the rest of my day looking for this guy that ran from the cops, going out there opening car doors. I never found him.
You're going to hate me.
Why?
I have majorly fucked up.
What did you do? My mic isn't even working?
I have fucked up so hard.
This whole thing, or...
Oh, my God. I have fucked up so bad. Taylor, I'm so sorry.
Did we just record this whole thing for no reason?
Taylor's mic wasn't working. Oh my God.
All right.
The only saving grace is that.
I gotta go pee.
That is. We have a. Oh my God, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to sincerely apologize because I have royally screwed this podcast up. We had a Windows update, and last week it was just me and Seth on this podcast, and we didn't use the third mic because RJ was
non-existent,
active. Yeah.
So it's his fault.
So I definitely
let's
it was
just
my
call
fault.
it what it is. Landon was not prepared for what we were doing.
So we recorded an hour-long podcast, and Taylor's mic didn't work. So I did have a GoPro running, and so the audio, if it was a little janky, it was because it was pulled from the GoPro. But we have gotten to the Q&A portion of this episode, and it's a miracle we've made it this far. Seth's had 5 Buzzballs.
Franny liking them Buzzballs too, boy. She over in that box.
Okay. What's your favorite flavor so far, Seth?
Honestly, this last one she gave me, Tequila Rita, is probably the best one.
No,
That's my
that one
favorite.
was pretty good too, I will say. Okay, so we're gonna start this Q&A. Also, for those of you that didn't know, we posted on Instagram. I posted on my story. Didn't get a whole lot of really good questions. Taylor posted on her Instagram story, and she had a whole bunch of responses. Then we posted on Twitter as well. So we are going to read some of these questions that you guys have, try to answer them to the best of our ability. And, this will be the review segment for this podcast. So, starting off, we have a question for Seth. I believe Seth has sent this to me. Yes, he did. So, this question comes from Garrett, at Garrett and on Twitter. And he says, for the drivers, outside of racing, what would be your career path? Well, this isn't for Seth.
The second part is.
Okay,
the
first
is
part,
for y'all.
what would your career path be if it wasn't for racing?
Medical sales.
Is that what you went to school for?
Yeah.
Medical sales.
Yeah.
There is a lot of money in that.
Oh, I could be.
Is that like
loaded right
health
now.
insurance?
You can do like pharmaceutical or like surgical equipment. I would probably do like surgical equipment. So inside the hospital.
Okay. Well, for me, I don't know. I guess you could consider what I'm doing now a career path, but if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, I would probably be spotting for a living, which I also did for a while, and I hated. So, I don't know. I guess it would be spotting for a living. I would work in racing in some form or fashion, but just not as a driver, I guess. Seth, if you weren't at Matlock's, what would you choose for your profession to be?
Oh, man. I don't know.
You don't have a dream profession? What are you? You're a parts store manager, right?
Sure, whatever you want to call it.
Is that technically your title?
I mean, I'm a manager, yes.
At Matlock's Used Parts and Cars.
Matlock's Used Parts.
Okay.
I'm a glorified babysitter.
Okay. So you would be a nanny?
I don't know that I would be a nanny. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, if you could match my salary, I'd come work for you, and we'd have a
Well,
lot
I
of fun.
definitely can't do that.
Yeah. So
I mean, I haven't been able to pay you a dime ever. I have bought you some shit
I
before.
got this hoodie.
Yeah, that was free.
Yeah.
Free 99.
And this hat.
Yeah, the hat was
The
free.
shirt under my hoodie.
Shout out to High Rock Vodka for that, because they definitely paid for
High
that.
Rock
I didn't.
is the best, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't pay for that. This is a question for you, Seth, not one that I fabricated. Would you rather fight 100 normal-size RJs or be on tour with RJ for 100 consecutive weeks?
Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of confusion between me and Flynn. Flynn is the one that got into a physical / argumentative confrontation with RJ at
This is
Florence.
true.
Not me.
Rich was the
Rich
middle guy.
Rich was worried about his van.
He was the
I don't think
mediator.
Rich cared about what was going to happen. He just didn't want his van messed up.
I heard Rich cuss that night.
Yeah, well, we've kind of had a bad influence on Rich over the course of the year. Regardless, oh man, what a question. I don't mind RJ.
I feel like 100 RJs would.
When he's sitting beside me and yapping in my ear, yeah, it's kind of like, shut the hell up. I would. What is normal?
100 straight weeks, just to
Normal
let you know,
sized RJ.
is almost 2 years. What is that? That's almost 2 years. 100 straight weeks is 2 years on the road with RJ.
I mean, I've been working with RJ for what, 12 years now?
Yeah, in the Huffman Racing schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what, 16 weeks max traveling?
Is RJ in these consecutive weeks RJ's current size, or is he like a normal size guy?
So you're not saying that RJ's normal size?
He's a small man.
So what's your answer?
Yeah, I mean, you're beating around the bush here, bud.
I'm not scared of RJ. I'm not scared of normal size RJ.
So you'd rather fight him, or you would rather travel? As simple as that.
I don't mind RJ, so I'll just travel with RJ because RJ doesn't really bother me that much.
There we have it. Thanks, Seth. All right, the next one comes from Taylor's Instagram, and it says, "Are you single?" That was from Larry.
No?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, Larry. The second one says, this is from Leo G. Davis 8. It says, "Can you FaceTime me on here?"
Sorry, no.
And then the last one is, well, there's more. This next one is, this is actually a really good one. And we've been eating a lot of Mexican food. We actually just asked Rich this off air.
I actually wanted to eat Mexican food tonight, but this is taking way too long to do that.
You're not eating Mexican food tonight. This one is a fudge one, marry one, kill one. I could say the bad word. It's a bad F word if you didn't know. But fudge one, marry one, kill one. Okay, Seth? I guess this is for Taylor too, and me. Guacamole, queso, salsa. We'll go with Taylor first since you just rambled for an hour about RJ.
Okay. I think I would have to probably kill guacamole.
This is going to be a universal decision.
I like guacamole, but I don't like avocados, so...
Well, guacamole's made from avocados, so...
Avocados?
Avocados.
Avocados.
An avocado, yay.
I don't like, I couldn't, like, people eat avocado toast where they, like, use slices
That's
of it.
dumb.
Yeah, I don't like the slices, so that's why I'm going to have to kill guac. I'd probably marry queso because I love queso very much. And then I'd probably, what was the other one? Salsa.
Originally, I was going to say what she said. But the more I think about it, salsa's pretty good. And I feel like salsa is something that... Salsa's always free. but you always want the salsa. You know what I mean?
I feel like you have to marry queso because it's consistent.
100%.
No, I don't think so.
It may not be.
Queso's not free. You pay for it.
Right, but
salsa is
and that
free.
is my point.
Exactly.
It's always consistent no matter where you go. Like, yes, some places are better than
some
others,
are yellow
but
quesos,
it's
some are
always
white.
good. So you marry that, but you're getting it on with the salsa because sometimes that salsa is hitting bad. Like, it's so good.
Sometimes it's not. You're right.
And sometimes it's not any good, and that's relatable to the subject. So
just so you guys know, Rich Hudson also said the same thing. He agreed with us.
But
which
that shit can go to hell. That looks terrible.
Guacamole's good. By the way,
No,
it really
don't
is
even look
good.
good. I don't even try. I don't even eat it.
I think
It don't
I
even
have
look
to
good.
be in a mood for guacamole.
Yeah,
honestly,
agreed.
like guac is, and there can be bad guacamole, which there can be bad salsa too.
That's another thing. Guacamole goes bad in like a day, so that's another negative point to guac.
Yeah, although we did have a queso. We did have queso the other day. Gordos. You ever get any Gordos queso?
If I'm making ACP at home, I'm getting Gordos.
Okay, it's pretty good,
ACP.
but me and the old lady got one the other day, and when you heat it up, usually it gets nice and like smooth, and you can mix it good with the chips.
Did it get chunky?
It's thick.
But you didn't heat it long
No,
enough. Man. Add a little milk to that.
Could heat it as much as you wanted, and it wouldn't thin up.
Okay, if you're making
You
ACP,
ate it too long after it came to you, probably.
Well, it's manufactured.
If you're gonna eat ACP at home, are you gonna buy that little Mexican style rice from the bag, or are you gonna make your own?
buy it from the bag.
Oh, no, you got to make your own.
Uncle Ben's.
It's not hard. A little bit of
Make your
onion,
own rice?
tomato paste, a little bit of water in the blender.
That takes
Mix
a
that shit
long
up.
time.
Put it in there with your rice.
Uncle
with
Ben's
some
is
chicken
$1.
bouillon.
Uncle
And
Ben's
I'm
is
telling
$2.
you, it tastes just like the Mexican restaurant. If you don't believe me, I'll cook it for you.
The minute rice is the way to go.
If you're in a hurry, yeah.
Well,
If you want something quality, you got to make it yourself.
That all tastes the same.
Mexican food in general. I talked about this the other day. Hey, have you had a Dos Equis yet?
I tasted yours.
You liked it, didn't you?
I mean, if I drink 6 Busch Lights, then go to the Mexican restaurant, I could drink one no problem.
Yeah, but that's...
I could probably drink one regardless, but I would like it better if I drank 6 Bushes at home before I went. It did not taste bad.
Dos Equis Amber with a lime is very good.
I don't think it is what you're making it out to be, but it was not bad.
Big Todd said that it was pretty good.
Big Todd can middle finger off.
Okay, do you drink beer?
She drinks Buzzballs.
Her opinion
That's
is
gross.
irrelevant then.
I do not like beer.
Richard.
It's
Richard is
muddy
a...
water.
Rich Hudson is in the peanut gallery.
Rich Hudson
He
is a
doesn't drink
deacon.
beer.
He cannot drink anything.
He drink. He drinks Angry Orchard. Whatever. Mexican restaurants are phenomenal, by the way. American Mexican restaurants. I feel like I have to enforce that. It is an
Bless
American.
you, Taylor Reimer.
Oh, sorry. Did she sneeze?
Sorry about that, everyone.
All right, last question. This comes from AJMRC fan on Twitter. This is also the same person that updated my Wikipedia.
If you guys are curious, look up Landon's net worth on Google.
It's a lie. Hey,
It's like
I'll tell you
millions
what.
of dollars, and this sumbitch has $3 in his wallet.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. My wife didn't marry me for my net worth. That's all I'm saying. AJMRC fan says, "Hello, Landon, Taylor, and Seth. Recently updated Landon's Wikipedia. Thank you, brother. Article with 2023 information. His question is, he's gone through the infield at places like Hickory and gotten a semi-good feel of what it's like. When it comes to volunteering, working for a team on the short track level, what do you feel is most important to bring to the table, especially if you have limited experience on the mechanical side of the sport?" All right, here's my best advice I can give you. Be reliable. If you show up and they give you something to do, do it. And if you screw it up, it's okay. At least you did it. Really, honestly, if you are interested in working for a local late model team or street stock team or a 4-cylinder team, they will, more times than not, accept your help. Huffman Racing, not so much right now. We have a lot of help. But if you're interested in helping your local team and you find out information about them, where they're at, reach out to them. If they would like help, they will probably let you know. But it may entail sweeping floors or running fuel back and forth from the fuel stand to the trailer. Or if you're mechanically inclined, it may entail more than that. But most of the time, people need help, and I would just reach out. Seth, do you have anything to add? You have been a volunteer for 11 years.
I mean,
Give your
you
expertise.
know, when it comes to like folding a blanket or something, I got it, you know? So you don't have to do it for me.
What? You do tires.
Yeah, I do tires. And
Okay, well, you're a volunteer tire guy. Talk about that, not folding blankets.
well, I mean, when it comes to tires, I got it. You know?
Okay.
Like,
What
I
does that
don't
even
I don't know
mean?
what you're asking me.
What is your advice to
Someone-
people that are
Okay.
wanting to volunteer for a local team?
Thank you.
Well, I mean, you know, tires are not hard. They're as hard as you want to make them. That's what I tell everybody.
That is not.
So if you're
advice.
volunteering for a local team and you want to be a tire guy, you just kind of got to figure out how the tires work, and then you got it.
All right, I
Like-
figured it out.
Alright.
I figured it out.
Yes,
Yes, you have to
reading
read
a tape measure is extremely important. Rich threw that in from the peanut gallery. If you can't read a tape measure, you can't be a tire guy.
That's the number
Sorry,
one thing.
hate it for you.
I think you should write a book, Seth, and name it "Who's Your Daddy."
I might do it. Really?
I think you should. You might sell, but
Okay,
you sell
but
at least
look,
20
okay,
copies.
tires are not that freaking hard. The
Well,
mold
how long have you
size,
been doing it?
12 years, right?
Pretty
I mean,
close.
a
Years in
long
it
damn
now,
time.
Let's rewind 12
So
years.
tires are one of those things. They're as hard as you want to make them. So you have guys that go in there and they think so hard about the mold size and the chalk mark and this, that, and the other. It don't mean jack shit, because in reality, 85.5 mold size, what the hell does that mean? I don't know, because I'm going to measure it and it's going to be 83.5. So what is that 85.5? I don't know. So I mean, take your tape measure.
Why are you looking at me?
Take your damn tape measure in there. All
right.
I'm just going to tell you what I do. I take my tape measure in there.
I want to know what you do.
I roll them out.
They're looking for advice.
I don't know what advice to give you. There is 100 different ways to do tires.
No comment answer.
Yeah, there's 100 different ways to do tires. If you want to do them, you just do them and figure out your way, and it's not going to be wrong, because as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter.
This isn't revolved around tires, but that's all right.
It's a general question, but you covered it all, brother.
If you want to volunteer for a team, do what they ask you to do. Don't overstep your boundaries.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, what he said. Great answer, Seth.
There we go.
Yeah, you nailed
5 minutes later.
Y'all led me into some bullshit and then criticized me for it, so...
I mean, I was just giving you an opportunity to answer.
Okay. Don't overstep your boundaries. Do what they ask you to do. Just be there. Really?
Advice. There you go.
Be reliable. That's all you got to do. Be reliable.
That's not what I said.
Do we have any reviews?
We do have one review. We have a review. We're going to review the review. Seth, you get to be RJ tonight.
Oh, 5 stars. 5 stars.
Yeah, you get to review the review. How do I get to my...
Have you ever had a bad one?
No, and God forbid, do not go leave one.
Yeah, don't leave a bad review.
We haven't yet, but I figure it's coming. My sister almost gave me a bad review. She was being mean. She was going to do it like...
antagonizing.
Yeah, that's bullshit. We got, somebody gave us a bad review because we're a 4.9 now on podcast.
That's terrible.
Somebody gave us a 1 star.
What?
Somebody jealous as hell.
Yeah, they just don't like it.
Oh, God, I just gave myself 1 star. All right, I fixed it. Okay, so the newest review we've got comes from Collins903, and he says, love to listen to you guys. You seem to me good down-to-earth dudes. Hope to meet you at a race. Andy Collins. Andy, thank you, brother, for the 5-star review. We really appreciate it. Speaking of reviews, if you are interested in leaving us one, go to Apple Podcast. If you're listening on that platform, you can leave us a text review, 5 stars preferably. If you don't leave 5 stars, you suck. And that's pretty much it. Spotify, you can leave a 5-star review, but no text. And then also on YouTube, you can leave a comment.
Taylor, review your experience here at Huffman Racing for the past however many hours you've been here.
It's been great. That's all. That's all I have to say.
5 stars. 5 stars.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully it sounds okay, because that I haven't screwed anything up until now, of course. But hopefully it sounds okay. Taylor, we wish you luck in your 2024 endeavors. Hopefully you're going to race against Rich. You're probably going to race against RJ, honestly.
You may crash with Rich from time to time.
Hopefully not. We don't need to fix anything
Hopefully
over
I
here.
just beat him.
Oh, Rich, what you got to say? She talking shit.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, not a problem. It was fun. Thank you for supplying the alcohol. These were solid. Seth really thoroughly enjoyed them tonight.
Yeah, they were pretty good stuff.
And we'll catch you guys next week. We have a Christmas party this weekend, so that's going to be interesting. Hopefully everyone... hopefully nobody falls out, and we have a good performance from Shallow's side, and the food's good, and nobody gets salmonella. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys next week. It's another episode of Huffman Racing Radio.